Sri Narottam Das Thakur Mahashaya ki. Ra. Jaya Radha Madhava Jai Kunja Vihari Radha Madhava Jai Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Jai Girivardhari Jai Girivardhari Jai Gopi Jana Vallabha Girivardhari Jai Girivardhari Jashodanandana Jai Brajajana Ranjana Jai Brajajana Ranjana Jai Jashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Jai Brajajana Jamunati Davanachari Jai Kunja Vihari Jai Kunja Vihari Jai Jamunati Davanachari Jai Kunja Vihari Jai Kunja Vihari Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare 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 Ram Rama Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Krishna Krishna Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Hare Rama Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Jai Prabhupada. Jai Nitai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Gaur Hari Bol, Jai Nitai Gaur. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Puribrajagacharya Ashtatara Sarasushamad Shila Abhay Charanara Vinabhakti Vedanta Shami Shila Prabhupada Ki ISKCON Aparatishtat Acharya Shila Prabhupada Ki Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda Ki Samaveda Bhakta Vrinda Ki Grantharaj Srimad Bhagavatam Ki Shishinitai Gauda Premanandi Hari Hari Bo Vande Aham Shri Guru Shri Jutapada Kamalam Sri Guru Vaishnavangscha Shri Rupam Shagara Jatam Shahagana Raganatam Vitang Tang Shajivam Sadvaitam Shavadutam Parijana Shaitam Krishna Chaitana Devam Sri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shibisha Kankitangscha Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya This comes. Yuyam Brahma Vido Yuktas Tapasa Dagda Kilabishaha Kuta Sankalpa Vaishamya Anritam Vibhudesh Viva Yuyam Brahma Vido Yuktas Tapasa Dagdakil Vishaha Kuta Sankalpa Vaishamya Anritam Vibhudesh Viva Chant. Matri, Mandali. Yuyam, of all you. Brahmavidha, completely in awareness of the absolute truth. Yuktaha, self-controlled and well-balanced. Tapasa, by dint of austerity and penance. Dagdakilabishaha, all kinds of material contamination having been burnt out. Kutaha, then how? Sankalpa vaishamyam, a discrepancy in the matter of determination. Anritam, false promise, false statement. Vibhudeshu, in the society of the demigods. Eva, or. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada. You are self-controlled, well-balanced in mind, and aware of the absolute truth, and because of the austerities and penances, you are completely cleansed of all material contamination. Your words, like those of the demigods, are never baffled. Then how is it possible that your determination has failed? Purport. We have learned from many Vedic literatures that a benediction or curse given by the demigods never proves false. By performing austerities and penances, by controlling the senses and mind, and by achieving full knowledge of the absolute truth, one is fully cleansed of material contamination. Then one's words and blessings, like those of the demigods, are never a failure. Srila Prabhupada ki. Mukam karadi vachalam pangam langayate girim jat kripa tamaham bande Shri Gurun dinatarinum bansha kalpa turubhyascha kripa shinduba ebacha putitanam pavanebo vaishnavebu namo namaha. In 1972, Srila Prabhupada stood in front of Sri Sri Radha Rashabihari when they were being worshipped simply in the tin shed with bamboo supports. Prabhupada stood in front of Sri Sri Radha Rashabihari and said, Dear sir, you just remain here. Don't go, you just remain here. And I will build you a beautiful temple. Srila Prabhupada ki. So the words of a purified soul, of a great Mahabhagavat, never prove a failure. And just by those words, just by the potency of Srila Prabhupada's desire, Vaishnavera Kriya Muddha, Bhujate Na Bhigyaya, even all of the advanced, senior, exalted disciples of Srila Prabhupada, they could not see. They could not see this beautiful temple of Shri Shri Radha Rashabihari. They could not see. They could just see jungle, snakes, mosquitoes, dacoits. And they're saying, why are we here? What's the point in struggling so hard for this land? No one will come. No one will come to this remote place. And we cannot stay here. So for all practical purposes, the impossible becomes possible just by the desire of the pure devotee. This is what Krishna likes to do. Actually, when Krishna first appears in Gita, Shenayo ubayo madhye ratam shtapaya mechuta, Arjuna is ordering Krishna, Shenayo ubayo madhye, between the two harmonies, ratam shtapaya mechuta. He's ordering Krishna. Actually, Arjuna is ordering Krishna. The first appearance of Krishna in Gita is when he's being ordered He's being ordered by his devotee. This is very significant. And similarly in Bhagavatam, Krishna appears to solve a dilemma of his devotees. Bhima and Arjuna and Draupadi and Ashvatthama, and that whole Ashvatthama, punishment of Ashvatthama. Krishna appears. He acts as the mediator. Very significant. So in the purport to that verse of Gita, second chapter, first chapter, text number 20, Prabhupada explains that the devotee is always absorbed in loving and serving Krishna, and Krishna is always looking for opportunity to serve his devotee. This is relationship. Yea, bhajanti tumam bhaktya mayite teishu cha apyaham. Yea, bhajanti tumam bhaktya. Those who worship me with love. Mayite. They are completely absorbed in me. Teishu cha api aham. And in them, teishu, in them, cha api aham. Similarly, I am always absorbed in them. This is a very amazing fact about the Lord. Even though he is the Antarujami, he's present everywhere. Mayi sarvamidam protam sutre manigana iva, just like a thread with beads, it's sustaining and supporting everything. We would expect that such a person, such a powerful controller would be absorbed in his domain. Naturally, because his expansion, his creation, that would be his focus of attention. But actually, Krishna, he's not absorbed in that at all. That's completely detached. What is that? Avyaktamurti, how does that start? Maya titamidam sarvam jagat avyaktamurti. Machthani sarvabhutani. Machthani sarvabhutani. The whole creation, sarvabhutani, machthani, is situated in me. Naham teshu oboshtitaha. But I am not at all involved in this creation. This is remarkable. You won't find any big man in this world who's completely detached from his properties, from his domain, from his kingdom, from his field. They're attached. Attached is natural for a person. He's not at all, how is it that he's not at all interested? He completely delegates. Machthani Sharavabhut Naham Teshu Obashita. I'm not at all interested. No. How is that possible? Because he has a greater interest. That can be the only logical understanding. He has something more interesting. And what is that? That is reciprocating like a lover in the divine transcendental romance that he enjoys with his premamoy bhakta, with his devotee who's full of love. That is his interest. That is absorbs sadhunam sadhavo hridayam taham, sadhunam hridayam ridam, sadhunam hridayam taham. The devotees are in my heart, and I am in the heart of the devotees. Man anyat teshu najanati. Mad anyat teshu najanati. Mad anyat. Besides me, they have no other interest. Teshu manag. Mad anyat te najanati. Naham teshu managapi. Mad anyat te najanati. Mad anyat. Besides me, apart from me, mad anyat teshu najanati. They have no interest. They don't think of anything. Naham tebyo managapi. And similarly, I have no other interest besides them. Actually, in the word-for-word translation, that word managapi means not even a fraction. Managapi. Not even a fraction of interest apart from reciprocating with my devotees. So therefore, Krishna is very attentive. He's very attentive to to fulfill the desires of his pure devotee. Of course, there is no conflict. That is the qualification, as Prabhupada is explaining here, having become completely purified, fully cleansed of material contamination. Shuddha bhakata. Shuddha bhakata charana reinu bhajana anukul. How is it that the dust of the lotus feet of a pure devotee is favorable for devotional service? Because everything in relation to the pure devotee is completely in alignment with the desire of Krishna. So therefore, the most humble thing, the dust of his lotus feet, is so exalted because everything, savatma snapanam, everything is completely absorbed in fulfilling the desires of the Lord. So therefore, there's no difference between the desires of the pure devotee and Krishna's desires. So he's very much inclined to fulfill the desires of his pure devotee, fulfill the benedictions of his pure devotee. Sometimes grihastas, they come to us with a new child, and they say, Prabhu, please bless the child. Generally, we respond, we put our hand on the head and we say Krishnai Matirashtu. Generally, people don't know what that means. They go, what? Krishnai Matirashtu. Actually, Mahaprabhu gave this blessing to Bhattacharya Shavabhoma when they first met. It's also a very sublime. When we study the pastimes of the Lord, we can actually learn how to interact with Vaishnavas, the Vaishnava Sangha. And that's non-different from interacting with the Lord directly. We'll say we go back to Godhead, but we're not going there unless we're perfectly trained and qualified to be able to interact in a personal way with Krishna. At this point, we're not qualified to do that. That's why we're here. That's why we're here. But the worship of the deity gives us the Archana Marg. It gives us you can learn how to associate with the personality of Krishna by the Vaidhi Marg, and then gradually awaken the Bhav, and then you're qualified. Bhattacharya, he saw Mahaprabhu. He arrived in Puri just when Mahaprabhu was upgrading he was changing the style of his preaching. In Navadip, Mahaprabhu's preaching was very, you could say, familial. Udila Aruna Puraba Bhage, when the sun arose in the eastern direction, Dvijamani Goda Amani Jhage, he awoke. The best, the best of the jewel of the twice-born Brahmins, Dvijamani Goda Amani Jhage, Bhakata Shamoha Loya Shate, taking his devotees with him. Gelo Nagara Braje. He went into the villages and the towns. And his preaching is very sweet. Tatai tatai bhajaloko, o jana jana tahe jajelo ro. The madanga is tapping and the kartals are ringing. Preme dala dala shonara anga. And his shonara anga, his golden form, is preme dala dala. It is quivering. Dala dala. It is quivering with the prema. Shishi Radha Rashbi Hariki. Shishi Nitai Goshandaki. Sitaram Lakshman Hanumanaki. And this is his preaching style in Navadip Dham. Mukunda Madhava Yadhava Hari Bolina Bolo De Bodana Boding. How can you refuse such a sweet style as his Premidala Dala Shonada Anga Chorane Nupura Baaje Ching 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 Ching, as he's walking through the villages with the devotees and attracting the living entities to take to Krishna consciousness. His preaching style was so sweet. And therefore, when Mahaprabhu brought up the topic of sannyas, the Mayapur devotees, they were very much in opposition. Why you have to cut your hair? How will we decorate your beautiful long black hair with the flowers and the scented oil? How will we garland and put chandan on your beautiful lotus-like, moon-like face? How will we decorate you with a beautiful cloth? the shining dhoti and the ornaments and the jewels. No need of sannyas. And when the first opportunity that Nityananda Mahashai, the first opportunity that he got to touch the danda, Mahaprabhu was hanging on to that danda from the time of sannyas. He was hanging on to that danda. Occasionally it fell from his hand as he fell unconsciousness in prema. But he was hanging on to that danda, dancing. Even he converted Keshav Bharati, who was the Mayavadi, to Vaishnavism, and he was also in prema, completely intoxicated in love of Godhead, following Mahaprabhu as they were heading. And then they went to Shantipur. And then Mahaprabhu decided to go to Jagannath Puri. The first chance Nityananda Prabhu got to touch that danda, it was in the care of Jagadananda Pandit in the Suvarna Reka Nodi. Suvarna Reka, just near Ramuna. And Mahaprabhu, beautiful, the Suvarna Reka river, beautiful, flowing waters, a clear, translucent water. He took his bath. He left his danda in the care of Jagadananda Pandit. And Jagadananda Pandit went for collecting alms, bhikha. He handed the danda to Nityananda Prabhu. You can't kindly take care of Prabhu's danda. And as soon as he got the danda, he looked at it. You danda, that person who we are carrying in our hearts, why are you forcing him to carry you here and there? And he took the danda, he broke it into 3 places. He threw it on the ground, threw it into the river. And when Jagadananda asked, what's happened to the danda? Nityananda Prabhu replied, he who has accepted the danda has broken it. So Mahaprabhu upgraded his preaching and as a sannyasi. And immediately he attracted the attention of all the Puri Bashis. Immediately upon arriving, he fell in front of Lord Jagannath. I was just at Kolkata Rath Yatra. Kolkata Rath Yatra is a very special event. Very special event. You feel the presence of Srila Prabhupada in the Kolkata Rath Yatra. He was the first ISKCON devotee to pull the rot in Kolkata, Prabhupada in Toliganj. So Kolkata Rath Yatra. And there we had Gundicha Mandir, very beautiful. And every day is a different dress. Sometimes Jagannath has pants and what's that called? Raja Besh and other beautiful dresses. So beautiful. 1,000 times the benediction you receive in seeing Lord Jagannath in the temple. If you see Lord Jagannath in the Gundicha Mandir, 1,000 times magnified the effect of that darshan. And even at night time, again 1,000 times. So there we had our Gundicha Mandir. And beside Prabhupada's Vyasasan, there was the Garuda Stamba, and we had the Murti of Mahaprabhu standing with his hand. Mahaprabhu standing. Because Bhattacharya said, when you go to the temple, you go with my men or my son, Chandaneshwar, next time, so that we don't have such a incident. You fall down like that unconscious. Mahaprabhu said, I will not go in front of Jagannath again in that way. And he never went so close because he couldn't contain. There was one incident there where Nityananda Prabhu, he went and he climbed up and he embraced Lord Balaram and took the garland. And then the sentry came and touched Lord Balaram and boom, he was thrown. That sentry had the strength of 10 elephants. How is it possible this avadut has the power to throw me? So Mahaprabhu's preaching upgrade, it changed the style. It was the attention of the whole of Puri was on this sannyasi who had fallen unconsciousness. Actually, Vrindavan Das Thakur explains that when the attendants of Bhattacharya, they carried Mahaprabhu to his home, already such a crowd had gathered outside the temple, they couldn't actually get through. And they had to carry Mahaprabhu's body like ants pass a grain of rice on their heads, all the way to the Bhattacharya's house. Not very far, but already the whole attention of Puri. And Puri is such a significant city. And the Pratapuruja Maharaj was there, Puri, and Mahaprabhu was preaching. Immediately he attracted the attention. And then the first thing he did, he delivered the Bhattacharya. And so many Vaishnavas, all of the Vaishnavas of Jagannath Puri began chanting Hare Krishna as a result of the conversion of Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. So Mahaprabhu gave that benediction, Krishnai Madhyarashtu. You may have to explain what that means if you give that benediction to people. Bhattacharya, he saw Mahaprabhu, Namo Narayanaya, Krishnai Madhyarashtu. Become Krishna conscious. So this is what we pray for. And this is completely, this desire, my desire is that you become Krishna conscious. This desire is completely in alignment with the desire of Krishna. So naturally he's inclined to fulfill. So therefore we should seek the blessings. We should seek the blessings of the Vaishnavas. That is the secret. Jasya prasadat bhagavat prasado. By the blessings of the Vaishnava, bhagavat prasado. Because Krishna will fulfill. That is his interest, the desires of his pure devotee. That's what he likes to do. Yasha aprasada nagati kutopi. Without the blessings, you have no other goti, no other means of making progress. When Mahaprabhu returned from Gaya, having begun to manifest his mood as a bhakta, having concluded his Vidya Leela as a pandit, we may inquire why he's doing the Vidya Leela, and even he's even chastising the Vaishnavas. He's chastising the Vaishnavas and arguing with the Vaishnavas. And when he's walking on the street and the Vaishnavas are coming, Mukunda Datta, and they see Vishwambara walking with his students, proud, and they're following him, and he's ready to challenge any scholar as he's walking. And the Vaishnavas see him, well, they turn away, they go down another path. And Vishwambara, he sees this. He says, what is Vaishnava? They see me, they go another direction. And Mahaprabhu's assistant, he asks, why is that? Mahaprabhu's assistant replies, perhaps he had some urgent business, some urgent work he had to. No. Navadip Chandra, no. I know. Because they are only interested to talk about Krishna. And I'm interested in grammar and explanations and all of this academics. And therefore they don't like to talk with me. This is Vidya Leela. It's very sweet. Why the Vidya Leela? Because when he appears as Lord Ram, he is the greatest king. When he's doing the Leela as a king, he's the greatest king. Without comparison. That everybody loves. Ram Raj, all the citizens love. When he appears as the dancer in Vrindavan, then he's the greatest dancer. The most sublime dancer that can enamor the minds of all the gopis of Vrindavan, all the cowherd maidens, by his dancing. And when he appears as a Brahmin in Navadip, which at that time the whole ethos of Mayapur Dham was academics, scholarship, and study of the Shastra. When he appears in the family of Jagannath Misra as a Brahmin in Navadip, he becomes the most powerful scholar and defeats all of the Brahmins, all of the Pandits, Digbijay. Now this is the Vidya Leela. This is the pastimes of Gauda Hari. And then he concludes the Vidya Leela in Gayadam after getting association of Ishvara Puri, Prabhupada, and placing his lotus head on the lotus feet of Madhusudan in Gaya. He had transformation. Even the Brahmins there who were doing the puja, they'd never seen such a manifestation of love of God, as tears of love of God were pouring from his eyes and filling the whole mandir like the flowing Ganga. His eruption of love of God, having seen the lotus feet of Madhusudan. So upon returning to Mayapur, Mahaprabhu, he began very attentively serving the Vaishnavas. And it was very attractive. It was extraordinary. In fact, Sriman Pandit, he explained to the devotees, the impossible has happened as they're picking the flowers from the kunda tree at Srivas Thakur's home, which gave flowers all year. The impossible thing has happened. What's that? Tell us. You won't believe it. Tell us what's happened. Nimai Pandit has become a Vaishnava. I saw last night, just when he mentioned the name Pada Padma Tirtha, the eruption of love of Godhead, that we've never seen such a thing. And then Navadip Chandra, he began serving the Vaishnavas. He began serving them. Those Vaishnavas that previously he would amuse himself with by defeating them. He began serving them. And when he saw Srivas Thakur, he was very respectful. And the Vaishnavas, he would do service. He would carry things. He would take the cloth and rinse and wring while the Vaishnavas are taking their bath in Ganga. He would wring out the cloth and hang it out for them and carry things here and there. And the Vaishnavas would say, Vishambara, please. And he would be very determined. And the Vaishnavas would bless him. The Vaishnavas blessed him. They blessed him. They said, I'm going to read it. Such a sweet blessing. The Vaishnavas blessed him. Tomar hok bhakti Krishna ra charan, mukhe Krishna bolo Krishna shunaha shravan. Tomar hok bhakti Krishna. Tomar hok, may it be. Tomar hok, may it be for you. Krishna charana. Bhakti Krishna charan. Devotion to the lotus feet of Sri Krishna. What a blessing. What a blessing. May it be for you. May you get devotion to the lotus feet of Krishna. Mukhe Krishna bolo. With your mouth, you chant the name of Krishna. Krishna shunaha sravan. And you hear about Krishna. What a blessing. And subsequently they blessed him to actually become empowered to defeat all of the smartas and the atheists. And Mahaprabhu he's showing this to demonstrate the potency of the blessings of a Vaishnava. Many examples come to mind regarding the early part. So many examples in Srila Prabhupada's life of this fact, this phenomena. Brahmananda Prabhu, he told the story of how Macmillan Company first published Bhagavad Gita. It is fascinating. Would you like to hear that? Listen attentively, Vaishnav Brinda. It is exquisitely fascinating and a highly instructive incident. So in those days, the devotees had records. Some of the younger devotees here may have never even seen a record. Black vinyl, round. You can put your finger in the middle, pretend to be Lord Narayan. There's a record. And the devotees, they had to mail out. Everything is like primitive in those days compared to now. Like you can just make a donation just with your phone here, right? Take a snap. In those days, you had to, newspaper, you had to send a letter. Even now, people don't even know how to write anymore. So you'd send the letter, it would come to the devotees, they'd get the letter, you wanted the record, and then they would go and either send out in the mail, the record, the Hare Krishna record, Jamuna Mataji. Maybe it wasn't that record, there was an earlier record, because the Jamuna, this Govinda Madi Purusham Radha Krishna Temple album, that was made in London in the 70s, and that was distributed, early years, distributed. So before that, the devotees had a record, Hare Krishna chanting. So Prabhupada was there. You imagine the early days in New York, 10, 15 devotees, and Prabhupada is like the temple president. Not temple president, but I mean so approachable. So Brahmananda, he mentioned to Prabhupada that we've got a request, an order from Macmillan Company for the Hare Krishna record from Macmillan Company. Now Macmillan, I mean, publishing books also nowadays has become a science of the past. Everything's on e-books. But publishers, the big companies were there. It was Oxford, Penguin, Macmillan. They were the big companies. The international. Macmillan, hugely well-known publishers, Macmillan publishers. So Prabhupada, he said to Amazing. He said to Brahmananda, he said, when you go, then you meet with the CEO, Chief Executive Officer, and you tell him, you say this, your guru from India has a copy and commentary, has a commentary and translation of Bhagavad Gita. Brahmananda was, okay. The words of Prabhupada. He left. So he goes there and he finds that the person who ordered the record was not a very highly positioned member of the company. He was simply a clerk in the mail room. So he found that person and he was thinking, oh. And it just so happened that at that moment when Brahmananda was in the mail room with this clerk, that the chief executive officer came to the mail room to collect the mail. Probably he doesn't usually go to the mail room. Usually it's sent to the office. But for some reason, we know the reason. Because it's Brahmayan Sarvabhutani Jantra Rudhani Mayaya. Because the super soul in the heart, it directed him in order to fulfill the words of his pure devotee. So the CEO walks in, and that clerk, even Brahmananda didn't recognize this man as the CEO. Actually, the CEO's surname is the same as my legal surname, just as a coincidence. So Brahmananda didn't even know that person was the CEO. And then the clerk says, oh this is our CEO, said his name. And Brahmananda can't believe it. The CEO's standing there, so he's shaking with trepidation. I'll say what Prabhupada said. So he blurts it out. My spiritual master is from India. He's here in New York and he has a translation and commentary on Bhagavad Gita as it is. On Bhagavad Gita. And the CEO looks and says, huh? He says, what? He says, we're just looking for a translation of Bhagavad Gita. We've just done a set of spiritual books and we're only missing the Bhagavad Gita, and we need a Bhagavad Gita. Bring the manuscript. And the next day Prabhupada went. Amazing, amazing. How is Prabhupada says these things and then it happens. It happens. Because Krishna's interest is to fulfill, very attentive to fulfill the words of his devotee. When Prabhupada, another incident in the same era was Mukunda Maharaj. There's an exquisitely attractive book that I recommend you read, The Miracle on 22nd Avenue, Mukunda Maharaj. Such a sublime description of those pastimes. So Mukunda Maharaj, he was married, Janaki, Mukunda Janaki, and he was a musician and he wanted to go to India to learn sitar. And so he was explaining to Prabhupada, he'd been initiated. Actually, at the time of his initiation, now of course we have so much training, ISKCON Disciples course, a recommendation from temple authorities, years, at least 1 year of practicing and serving. When Mukunda Maharaj was initiated, Prabhupada gave him his name, Mukunda Das, and his beads. And Prabhupada said, put your head at the lotus feet of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The picture was there. And Mukunda Maharaj says, oh, who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? So he was planning on going to India for learning sitar. And he was discussing with Prabhupada. And Prabhupada was kind of playing along with him. Yes, yes. And he asked Prabhupada, can you give me a reference of somebody who I can contact in India that can, help me have a spiritual experience in India? And Prabhupada's kind of carrying on, playing along with him. He said, bring my diary. He opens his diary. Yeah, this man, he gives the name of someone and a phone number in Delhi. You can contact him. Could you imagine in 1970, you arrive in Delhi, you're a foreigner, all you have is a phone number? What use would that be? But Prabhupada was playing along. So as he's leaving to go, he's leaving. And he leaves Prabhupada, he's walking out, he's at the door. This is 26 7th Avenue, Prabhupada's apartment. The door, he's about to walk downstairs. He's got his hand on the door. He opens the door. And Prabhupada says, Mukunda. Mukunda. Actually, prior to that, because Mukunda was a musician and he was very much connected with the avant-garde youth counterculture revolution and music. He was an artist, so he's very much connected. So previously he had suggested to Prabhupada we should start a center in San Francisco, because at that time San Francisco had become the hub of the counterculture revolution, and the youth of America from all over the United States were going to San Francisco, and they were there, and they were hippies, and they were looking for spirituality. They were looking for. And Mukunda was suggesting we should open a center in San Francisco. This is some time earlier. So as he's leaving on his for his trip to India, he's at the door. He's just walking out, and Prabhupada says, Mukunda. Mukunda. He calls him by his initiated name, Mukunda Das. Mukunda. Even that in itself, such potency. When one gets the name, when one is given the name from the spiritual master, that means one has become the property of the spiritual master. And he's given you the name to indicate that. Mukunda Das. So Prabhupada says, Mukunda. He says, as he's walking down the stairs, Prabhupada says, if you could start a center of Krishna consciousness on the West Coast, it would be a very wonderful service. Mukunda, he didn't say anything. He's 1 foot out the door. As he's walking down the stairs, he's wondering why the Swami said that to me. Why the Swami said, if you could start. It's Leela. The way Prabhupada connected him to the Parampara, the way he ordered him. It's so sublime, it's so aristocratic. Mukunda, if you could start. Just as he's halfway out the door. It's not like a meeting and then, we'll plan it out, schedule, timeline, get back to me. Nothing like that. Mukunda is so aristocratic. You could say, relying on Krishna and his faith in Krishna and Krishna's desire. He's just relying on that, invoking the blessings of, invoking the attention of Krishna, invoking the attention of Krishna by these words. If you could start a center on the West Coast, it would be a wonderful service. And as he's walking down the stairs, Mukunda is saying, what? I'm going to India. Why he said that? And then first he and Janaki, they went to their parents, this and that, and then they met Shyam Sundar and Malati. Shyam Sundar and Malati, who were not initiated at that time, but new. And they preached to them. And then here discussing the whole thing, and then Shyam Sundar and Malati, they're also convincing Mukunda over the week, 10 days. He's just thinking, he's just meditating on this order. He just can't get it out of his head. And he's thinking more and more, maybe a center on the West Coast, San Francisco. And then Shyam Sundar and Malati, and they hadn't even met Prabhupada, and they become converted and inspired. Yes, let's go and open a center on the West Coast. And then what a tremendous impact the San Francisco center had on the spreading of Krishna consciousness. What a blow is the San Francisco center. What a blow that was to the efforts of Maya Devi. And so many exalted souls joined the Krishna consciousness movement in San Francisco in those years. His Holiness Jayapataka Swami Maharaj and Madhudvisa Maharaj, and so many other exalted souls who were there in San Francisco. And then there was Malati, and Lord Jagannath appeared. Lord Jagannath appeared. And Prabhupada, let us begin Ratha Yatra first, Ratha Yatra. And where we can see the potency of the words of the great devotees. So to conclude, we should seek Shushrusha Bhajana Vigyan, Shushrusha Bhajana Vigyan, Anadi Ninya Shunya Ridim Ipshita Shankalabdha. Rupa Goswami is explaining Shushrusha Bhajana Vigyan. Anadi Vigyan. What is it? How does that go? Shushrusha Bhajana Vigyan. Ipshita Shangalabdha. That Ipshita Shangalabdha. One should desire the association of the Bhajana Vigyan, Ananda Ninda Shunya Ridim. Bhajana Vigyan, the devotee who is Bhajana Vigyan, who is realized, who has advanced, who has actually developed real affection, real feelings of love for Krishna. That devotee, you should, and who is devoid of the propensity for criticizing others. Ipshita Shangalabdha. Shangalabdha, getting that devotee's association, Ipshita, you should desire. You should cultivate the desire. We should desire to associate with the advanced devotees. We should desire to get their blessings. We should desire to get their shelter. And if we're blessed, if we can be blessed by the words of the advanced devotees, then our progress in Krishna consciousness is guaranteed. Hare Krishna. Is there any question? Thank you very much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki, Srila Prabhupada ki.